This old train's on its way to a town by the river. You can hear the whistle blowing for many miles away. There's an old hobo standing in the train full of letters and presents wrapped in ribbons. It's coming Christmas Day. Well, he sees Old Town standing as the train keeps on passing, and he thinks back to when he was loved as a boy back in his home. And he blows on his fingers, cold and bitter from winter's weather, just a cold and lonely hobo spending Christmas time alone. And only if he knew that there's an angel by his side, and only if he knew he would never be alone. Well, he turned around to see who was standing there beside him, just a boy who looked a lot like him many years ago. With a present in his hand, he smiled at that hobo like an angel full of wonder who somehow seems to know. And now you know he knew that there's an angel by his side. And now you know he knew that he would never be alone. Angel by his side.
Mr. Nicholas, are some people really all alone on Christmas?
Yes, Vicky, I'm afraid so.
And they don't get any presents?
Well, that all depends on what you mean by presents. Not every present comes wrapped in pretty paper with a ribbon and bow, you know. Sometimes a present can be just a smile. Or a kind word to somebody who's feeling sad. Or a poem, or maybe a picture that you've drawn.
But they don't cost any money.
Presents don't have to cost money.
Ah, Mr. Mayor, how grand it is to see you on this fine and lovely day.
There's practically a blizzard out there. What is it you want, Schemer?
Well, I understand that you were on the committee that picked Santa's helper.
Not you two. Stacy Jones, huh? J.B. Keith, and even Midge Smoot want to be Santa's helper.
Right, but you can't vote for any of them, no. Because they all smoke big, cheap, smelly cigars.
Big, cheap, smelly cigars.
Right, for breakfast.
For breakfast?
Yes, stinko ones.
I find that difficult to believe.
Well, that's because you're not concentrating hard enough. You need to try a little harder. Perhaps these nickels will help you concentrate. And remember to vote for Schemer for Santa's helper.
There, it looks better than before.
But the lights still don't work, thanks to Vicky.
Well, I tell you, it wasn't her fault. You'll find in life that often things go flipping over and falling down and piling up, and it's not always somebody's fault.
What do you mean?
Take last Christmas on the island of Sodor, for example.
What happened?
I was just about to tell you. It was Christmas on the island of Sodor. All the engines were working hard. Thomas and Toby were busy carrying people and parcels up and down the branch line. Everyone was happy. Only the coaches, Annie and Clarabelle, were complaining. It's always the same before Christmas, they groaned. We feel so full, we feel so full. Oh, come on, said Thomas. Where's your festive spirit? Christmas Day is almost here. By the side of the track was a lonely little cottage with a familiar figure waving to them. It's Mrs. Kindly, whistled Thomas. Peep, peep, Happy Christmas. Thomas always felt better for seeing her. Christmas just wouldn't be Christmas without Mrs. Kindly. When work was over, Thomas went to see the other engines. All their coats had been polished. Ha, said Gordon, just look at us. Your driver will have to work fast to get you as smart as us. Never mind that, replied Thomas. I've something important to say. Do you realize it's a whole year since Mrs. Kindly saved us from a nasty accident? You remember when she was ill in bed and... Yes, of course, interrupted Edward. You told us how she waved her red dressing gown out of her window to warn you about a landslide ahead. And you and Toby gave her presents, Percy joined in. And the Fat Controller sent her to Bournemouth to get better. But, said James and Henry together, the rest of us have never thanked her properly. Exactly, said Thomas. So now I think we should all give her a special Christmas party. Everyone was getting very excited, and the drivers felt sure that the Fat Controller would agree, as indeed he did. The engines were all busy making plans when silence fell. The Fat Controller had bad news. The weather's changed badly. Mrs. Kindly is snowed up. Toby says he'll help to rescue her. You must help too, Thomas. There's no party unless you do. Thomas hated snow, but he said bravely, I'll try, sir. We must rescue her. We must. There's a good engine. You and Toby will manage splendidly. Thomas charged the snowdrifts fiercely. Sometimes he swept them aside. Sometimes they stuck fast, and the men had to loosen them. But at the cutting near the cottage, they could go no further. Look at that, exclaimed Thomas's fireman. Peep, 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 here we are, whistled Thomas. An answering wave came from an upstairs window. Then they heard a familiar sound. That's Terence, said Thomas. He's come to help too. Sure enough, Terence had a snowplow and was working hard to clear a path to the railway line in safety. At long last, the rescue was complete. Percy took the tired workmen home. Terence said goodbye to Mrs. Kindly and promised to take care of her cottage as he watched them all set off. The engines made good time. No more snow had fallen, but the yard was dark. Thomas's heart sank. Suddenly, all the lights went on. What a marvelous sight awaited Mrs. Kindly. Well done, said the Fat Controller. I'm really proud of you all. Mrs. Kindly especially thanked the smaller engines. Thomas and Toby are all friends, she said. And now, Percy, you are my friend too. Percy was very pleased. 3 cheers for Mrs. Kindly, he called. Peep, peep, peep. They all whistled.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thomas the Tank Engine and his friends thought it was the best Christmas ever, and Mrs. Kindly could think of nowhere she would rather live than here with them on the island of Sodor.
I wish we could have a party like that at Shining Time Station.
Maybe you can, but you won't have much of a party without any friends. Now let's see, who can we invite?
What about Vicky? I'm not mad at her anymore. Me either. Maybe she did knock over the tree by accident. I have to find Santa Claus. Oh, I wish I could find Santa.
Sounds like an emergency.
I want to tell him something really important. got to find him.
Well, perhaps you will. Some people do, you know.
Really? Do you have to be special?
Well, special in your own way. Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. I just had to see how this was going to feel. This is what I'm going to look like when they elect me to be Santa's helper. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, little girl, how can I help you? Oh, so you'd like a doll that makes your bed, brushes your teeth, and eats your vegetables? Hey, so do I.
You must be Santa's helper.
Well, why not?
Then you must know Santa personally.
Oh.
I have something really important to ask Santa. It's not for me. It's for my mom.
Yeah, listen, kid, before you get carried away, I don't really know Santa Claus personally. I'm just the guy that runs the arcade.
I knew that.
Yeah, but pretty good costume, huh? Had you go in there for a second, didn't I, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, listen, kid, the real guy is out there somewhere. You can count on it. And, he knows what you need.
I guess I'm not that special. I'll never find Santa.
Oh, wait a minute now, Vicky. Just because you didn't find Santa Claus this time doesn't mean you never will.
But there's so many kids everywhere. How could Santa ever just find me?
There's a special light that shines in all children everywhere. And he can spot that light no matter how far away. Why, there isn't a child on this earth that he doesn't know and care about.
But you said I could find him.
You can. Everybody can. Everybody can find Santa Claus. Whenever you bring joy and happiness to another person's life, you find Santa Claus.
I have to find him now. I need to ask him to bring my mom a present.
Well, I have a feeling that Santa Claus already has a present for your mom. But I was wondering what you're going to give her.
Me? I don't have anything she would like.
Oh, don't be too sure of that. Don't you know that when a present comes from the heart, that's the best present there is?
From the heart?
Mm-hmm. Something special. Something that can only come from you.
She likes to hear me sing.
There you are. What would you sing for?
There is a song we used to sing together. Do you think that's a good enough present?
Santa Claus himself couldn't give her a better gift.
Mr. Nicholas,
Yes, Stacy.
there won't be any more trains until tomorrow, but you're welcome to stay here if you like.
Oh, thank you, Stacy. That's very kind of you. But my train will be here any minute now.
Where's that whistle coming from?
That's the Northern Star. And she's right on time, too.
But Mr. Nicholas, that's impossible.
Stacy Jones. I'm surprised at you. Nothing is impossible. Unless you stop believing in it, huh?